Bruce and I are, well, we set off this morning to go and get supplies. We walked just making sure my cigar's going. We walked, you probably noticed it's very dark. This is the jungle at night. This is mine and Bruce's favourite time. We love the night in the jungle, we love it. We've just seen a whole little group of bioluminescent mushrooms just shining in the night, unbelievable. Every time I see them it just blows my mind. Anyway, so today we went to get supplies, and that's when I did the walk and talk video this morning. We set off at 5:30 AM and now it's about 8 PM. Cigar, see. We've walked to this point about 28 kilometers, and we've got about another 4 kilometers over a lot of hills left to go. But so we just thought we'd just take this moment to have a breather, collect some water, have a drink, and a quick cigar. Both of us are stuffed with the triple S, the sacred super spinach, so that gives us energy, takes away pain and promotes concentration. We love the jungle at night because it's cooler. Not as in cool, as in, yeah, cool man, but cooler as in colder, and it's more alive. But even though it's more alive, it's, as you can tell, super peaceful. Bruce loves the jungle at night because he's black, obviously, and he's not such a he's not so good in the day under the heat. He gets hot really quick because he's black, obviously. I wanted to just jump on and make this video to add a little more clarity to what what I said in the walk and talk video this morning, and I wanted to go over a little bit more about illumination and what it entails, and what a human being, an illuminated human being, would what assets, or I'll say assets, what life would be like for it, what life is like for an illuminated human being. So a human being who's illuminated, I'm just going to tug on this cigar just quickly, please forgive me. I do like these cigars. It's just hard to keep them from going mouldy. I have to keep them dry. Keep your powder dry. So, what would an illuminated human being be like? What would they expect? What gifts would they expect to have? And a few of them are, like I say, synchronicity, coincidence, and luck is just not. They're not even words anymore. It's just those sort of things are not. Luck is not what people call luck. Isn't like just accepted, or oh, it's a one-off occasion here or there. No, luck, synchronicity, coincidence, and good fortune are expected in every moment. An illuminated being. You remember, everyone knows when they were a child and they needed that $1 or that £1 to go and buy sweets from the shop, and they're asking in their own mind, they're asking really with full intent, they're asking, oh, I really would need that dollar or that pound, or so I can buy those candies. And then all of a sudden a taxi beside them drives off, and underneath the wheel is $1. We've all had those experiences, especially as children. It's stronger because children are pure. Children are almost classic examples of illumined beings, but it's beaten out of them very quickly. Not just physically beaten out of them, but emotionally, and with all of the teachings and etc. I could go on about that, but I won't. Other gifts that everybody's had is when you think of somebody and then all of a sudden they call your phone or they ring your doorbell. That's a classic. Well, that sort of thing, that sort of connection, that signal is all the time with an illuminated human being. An illuminated human being is not perfect, but as I said in one of my previous videos, they try to use their imperfections perfectly. They're not always successful. They still have a temper. Sometimes I would say it's probably one of my downfalls is when I have quite a short temper, especially when an unconscious being is preventing me from achieving my desired goals, or if I'm walking around the jungle looking for someone unnecessarily, or if I'm wasting any form of time, I can get quite a temper. Bruce doesn't like it when I have a temper. He normally pulls back and walks behind me about 20 meters until I cool off. I don't think I've met anybody who likes me with a temper. What else does an illumined being have? An illumined being is free from being a victim. They're no longer victims of anything. Every single event that occurs in their life happens for them and not to them. That's a big one. That's a huge one, because it doesn't even have to be accepted that way by illuminated beings. It can be accepted that way by everyone, because I can give you an example. The guy going to the city to work misses his morning train and he's going to be late, so then he starts to get angry, and that anger then rolls into him ending up spilling his hot coffee on someone on the train, the next train, the late train that he's got. But what that person fails to see is why he missed that first train in the first place. Perhaps it saved him from an incident that was going to occur. More than likely that is the case. Everything happens for a reason, and sometimes things happen in people's lives to wake them up. Many crushing events in someone's life, like near-death experiences, or they lose someone close to them. Those or they have an illness that's life-threatening. Those things hit people because people need to be steered away from the way that they're going, and need to be steered into a newer direction. And usually it's a traumatic event which spurs and promotes that being taking another path. Illuminated beings have a very close connection with nature. They can make it rain when they want to make it rain. They can catch fish when they need to catch fish. In the form of, well, how would they do that? Well, they can just play a song to make it rain. They have a very good connection with nature and communication with nature, and they respect nature wholly. And nature senses that respect, and so in turn grants that illumined being with respect. There's a few things off the top of my head. No doubt now when I stop this video I'll walk on and I'll probably think of other things that I could tell you. An illuminated being has absolutely no attachment to anything here in this physical world. There's absolutely nothing here that an illuminated being wants other than to serve their cause, their purpose, their sole purpose, and then move on. An illuminated being is very powerful, as I've mentioned, with numerous gifts and powers. And with great power comes great responsibility. You know, sometimes people try to harm me. They never get away with it, obviously, but they never even get close to harming me. But they try, and when sometimes in the early days of being an illuminated being, you have the power to absolutely, totally crush those people, and sometimes you feel like you should. And you can do it. If somebody's tried to harm you, you can crush them, absolutely, and get away with it. Like, well, I say get away with it, it's a bad way to put it, but there'll be no repercussions on the illuminated person. There's one little mushroom here, I saw it, look, it's all on its own, shining, glowing there, see it? Let's get a bit closer, there you go, see it? Just shining there, all on its own. A bioluminescent mushroom, very small it is, only one, it's totally alone. One illuminated little life form, all on its own. Quite remarkable to have that right there, because it kind of goes with everything I've been saying, how those on the path to enlightenment and illumination, it's a solitary road and a solitary path, but you're never really alone, because you're connected to everything and everything's connected to you. So yeah, there's nothing here in the physical world that an illuminated person wants. When people try to harm them, there's nothing the illuminated person really needs to do, because karma is swift and severe, usually, on those aggressors. There's a few other points. There was a few other points, but like I say, we've been travelling a lot today, and most of it carrying weight and most of it through the jungle. Not so much weight, maybe about 15 to 20 kilos. An illuminated being doesn't believe in miracles. An illuminated being expects miracles. Everything to an illuminated being is a miracle. An illuminated being can look at any life form and see the artistic, intelligent design behind it. They can see every single living thing in this physical world is an expression of the great artist's artwork. Even the little fly feeding on a dog poop. The illuminated being sees the artwork in that fly, an intelligent design. The illuminated being knows that nature has all the answers, has everything under control, and absolutely knows that there's nothing that human beings can do to harm nature in any way or hurt nature in any way. Like I say, just look at the previous civilizations wiped out by well-documented floods and fire, and you'll understand a little bit about how nature can take care of herself quite admirably. But I guess all of this will come out in time as I continue doing these videos. Now this is what the jungle looks like at night. I'm wondering, should I turn the flash on so you can see what Bruce is up to before I go? There he is. Completely calm. Aren't you, boy? In your absolute element. As if we were at home. Because we are at home. This is our home. We love it out here. Look, we're not fazed by anything. Not scared. Look, he could go to sleep. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you some of them points. And another one of those points that another point I guess that I could raise while we're here is, you know, when you talk about those houses on your road and all those houses with their doors wide open trying to prevent you from walking down your road, they open up their doors and go, oh look, we've got central heating in here, don't be out there in the cold, don't be alone, we've got whole groups in here. Those houses, like I say, it could be a religious house, could be Freemasons, could be science, could be this society or that society, could be the military house, could be the police house, could be the yoga, the meditation group, the tantra, the Hindu, the left wing house, the right wing house. Could even, you know, those houses are there to prevent people from going down their path, walking their own road. The philosophy house, the alchemy house, I went into a few of those and I learned from a few of those, like I learned from a few of the religious houses, but I didn't stay in them because they weren't going to give me, they weren't going to provide me with the necessary tools I needed to reach my own door and obtain enlightenment. Yep, so that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Be blessed. Be kind.